In this video, we're going to learn how to enter an employee in Sage 100 Contractor. You can navigate by using your system menu to 521 Employees, or you can use the icon tabs at the top or the Sage desktop to navigate to employees. You should let Sage assign the record number or the employee number. First name needs to be the first legal name if you are processing W-2s out of here, the same with the last name. Status is pretty important. As you can see, this is the status of the employee. Address is their home mailing address, or wherever their W-2 or paychecks, pay stubs will go. The email address on the General Information tab is not the same as direct deposit email. It could be their work or home email address. You can also enter their phone number, fax number, home number, pager, cell, any of that information. On the Human Resources tab, employment type has to do especially with Affordable Care Act and tracking. You'll want to pick the correct gender. We are looking at the required fields. They have an asterisk next to them, so we're selecting the required fields. Comp code has to do with workers' comp. Position has to do with how they are segregated on the financials. There are lots of other things, union, work locale. Their social security number is required if you are processing W-2s through here. Their hire date is pretty important, as well as their inactive date. So if you change the status from 1 to, say, 5 terminated, you need to put an inactive date in here so that you know when you let them go in case you rehire them. Under the Compensation tab, the pay period needs to be set up so when you're doing time cards, it knows which dates to use. And then you can set up this employee to be hourly or salaried, depending on their situation. You can enter sick available if you're tracking that, or vacation time, PTO time. You can enter that information here and it will automatically, as you accrue your vacation time, will deduct from these numbers. On the direct deposit tab, it can create a NACHA file that you upload to your bank. You can put the direct deposit email here, which it will allow you to email them a pay stub every time you process payroll. It is password protected with the last 4 of their social security number, so it is secure. Calculations, these are the company-wide payroll calculations. It does not mean that every employee has every deduction or addition. It just means that these are the defaults. You have to add some certain things, like the federal income tax is pulling from the W-4 information tab. But you also need to add things like the standard allowance for California state income tax, as well as marital status. If I had tried to save that record without that information, it would give me a warning. You can put this employee-specific rate in that column that says rate, and you can drive whether payroll calculations are active or not. So here's the W-4 information, where you fill out the W-4 and it will populate the calculations tab for that payroll calculation, their federal income tax. So it knows to put that information in here once you start processing payroll. When you save this record, you're going to get some reminders, so you should pay attention to those reminders. And when you recall this record, at the bottom of the screen, you can see that you have access to the tables related to this record.